And I feel like we can start probably pay-per-view. Abel Ramos got upset, was noteworthy on the box card. Santamaria stepped
Bad
in.
loss for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Man.
That's 5 for him, I believe.
Yes.
But and he still like he was around away from winning that fight.
Yeah,
you know, round away from winning the fight.
He's a good gatekeeper.
I don't know, it's weird. Like but it's weird. It's weird because you can be now you could be 8-6 and make the playoffs for football. What is it?
9-8.
Too many games.
17
10
games
and
more,
7.
right?
Yeah. Well, 9-8. The Eagles made it at 9-8.
9-8. You could be 9 and you got 8 losses and make the playoffs. And who made the playoffs?
The Eagles.
The Eagles. Oh, okay. They didn't go far. Right. Give me a team that went far. The
Niners. 10 and 7.
They're trash.
The Niners.
The 9 and 7. The Niners.
We got 2 49ers fans on here.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yes. I mean, we're both wearing blue, but
enjoy watching the Super Bowl with us. Your team.
But you got 3 losses, 4 losses in boxing, and everybody's like, "Nah, he's not the guy."
You're the guy. You're the guy.
But I think he's still.
I'm not saying that. You know, I don't know if I.
But I still think he is a good opponent for young fighters coming up. You know, we look at gatekeeper like it's such, but the sport needs gatekeepers.
Let me ask you this:
Is
there anything that he can do to not be a gatekeeper at this point?
No. Time machine.
No,
you gotta go back in time. This is where he's at now. But that fight, though, we gotta talk about Lisa Ciampa's scorecard. She had a 98-92, him losing. I watched that fight.
It wasn't 98.
I was sitting next to Keith Iddick, and we looked at each other. It was like, what is she scoring? Lisa Ciampa might be the worst judge in Vegas.
Carson got somebody worse than
Who? Adelaide Bird?
Is that who we talking
CJ
about?
Ross?
Yeah.
She's the GOAT.
But Lisa is bad.
That's
Lisa, like 98-92. Yeah. Abel Ramos won at least 3 of the first 4 rounds. And then he took his foot off the gas and allowed him to get back in the fight. That's still 3 rounds.
Right.
And a few swing rounds. 98-92?
What is she, Chuck Giampa's daughter? Or,
That's his lady.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
like, that's worse.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen Lisa and Chuck, you'd be like, word? But, yeah,
Like Robert and Adelaide, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of sort of like that. But...
It's unbelievable.
But they married, right? They both,
Pull it together.
Yeah, but I mean, it was that scorecard was out of hand. But Ramos is I think he'll be a good opponent. I don't know what he can do to get out of that. Boxing's got a bad stigma. If you lose a couple fights, it's over.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like a rematch with Luke Santamaria. But then beyond that, like how many wins until you
you beat one of those young guys.
Yeah,
is how you get back into it. You know, you knock one of them off.
Okay, and you sat up with intention.
I mean, look at
came with it.
Look at Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado, puts the guy face down, ass up in the corner, and then gets a big fight with Munguia. I don't know.
He wins that fight. He's fighting for a world title next. So
I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. I don't think becoming a gatekeeper is easy. Becoming not a gatekeeper is not easy. Like it's easy to label that, but it's hard to get that label off you.
This is why I brought that up. I brought that up because for several rounds, and even at the end, you could see that Abel had so much left. And if he does some things right, he gets a win and not a loss and not a 5th loss. And we're not talking about him being a gatekeeper. We're talking about what's the next fight for him. He had a couple minor errors, 1 or 2 bad rounds, of course, a bad judge, and now he's got a 5th loss. And it's like, man, I was looking at a dude so they showed my top 10 in the welterweight division. I actually had
you messed up.
They had me all the way messed up. They had me all the way messed up. I think they made it up.
You think somebody was behind the scenes?
It was tampered with.
Pulling some strings.
It was the word I used. It was tampered with. But I had his nephew ranked like 9 or 10. Yeah. And as I was watching the fight, I'm like, man, maybe I put the wrong Ramos in my top 10. And then of course he comes up short, and I'm like, can I still think that? And even Joe Goosen had him in his top 10. Can I still think that? Can Joe still have him in his top 10 even though he lost that fight because of a bad judge and because 1 or 2 minor mistakes? So I don't know, man. That seeing him lose I was feeling for him because I was like, man, like you were on a winning streak and on your way back to that Ugas fight, back to a big fight, and then
and he's got some tools.
Yeah,
he's got heavy hands.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's my point. Like,
yeah.
Does a bad night regulate you to go back? You know what I mean? Like you said, using it.
But it's not the first bad night.
Yeah,
I think that's the issue. If this was like a one-time thing, we're like, he had an off night, it happens, no worries. But like that's not his first loss, so it's tough. What was the opening? I can't think of the opening fight on the pay-per-view.
Luis Nery and Carlos
Oh, yeah.
Castro.
Yeah. Luis Nery
Yeah.
put his ass down early.
That was a good fight.
Oof.
That was a good fight too.
Left hand right down the middle. Boom. Put him down. What'd you think?
I feel like you had some heat coming.
I'm not gonna say what I was
All
gonna
right,
say.
yeah,
I'm
don't say
gonna
that.
be respectful.
Okay. Or say it.
He fought safe. I'm gonna go back to what I said about Chris Eubank. I felt like Luis Nery fought safe last night. I felt like he fought with a lot of boxing ability, and I felt like he fought to make it through those 10 rounds. He didn't want to blow his load at any point and have anything less going into the last round. I think he fought where he felt safe and comfortable. And of course, he controlled the ring and the tempo and everything like that. Castro had nothing for him.
Yeah.
When somebody's got nothing for you, take all of it. You know what I mean? I felt like he could have took it and didn't. So I felt like he fought safe.
Crispiest beard in boxing, maybe.
Crispy huh?
Like that thing.
Since AB's gone.
That's pound for pound. That's pound for pound.
Do you feel
boxing
like the
beard.
way he
Caleb
fought
Plant?
had anything to do with the weight
Absolutely,
issue?
100%.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you had something.
Had everything to do with his last fight.
Okay. The
Yeah.
Figueroa fight.
He came back fighting safe because of that.
Just
Brandon
trying to get a
Figueroa
victory.
fight. Just trying to get a victory.
And he
Is that what
definitely-
you saw? I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah.
put words.
I
in
mean,
your
I
mouth.
felt like between that and the weight cut,
Yeah.
because he didn't want to talk to anybody all for the last 2 weeks.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
he didn't want to blow his load and was like, yo, I got to make sure I get to the end of
Yeah.
this fight.
Yeah.
Because, and if you watch the fight, I mean, it was a good fight, but he let him back in the fight. You drop somebody a minute in the fight, people, especially casuals that watch, is like, yo, that's food right there.
Yeah.
Finish your plate.
Yeah.
And you left that plate?
Yeah.
Yum,
I don't
yum.
know. It don't
Yeah.
look good. It don't look good.
Yeah.
It's a solid win. You got a W, but is anybody clamoring to see Luis Nery after that performance?
We were once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Well, I was.
I like Nery.
Yeah,
I
it's
just,
good. It was a good. It was like
it was
you
a
said,
solid win. It wasn't
solid
spectacular.
Castro
Opposite of
coming
Leo
off-
Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
in this co-main.
coming off of knocking out. I think he knocked out Escondón. Castro did.
Yeah,
last
yeah,
fight.
Oscar.
I thought Castro was gonna get it together and
He
do
didn't.
it again.
So credit to Nery for that. You know, knocks him down early and then coast at sometimes. He was dancing around a little bit. He even looked at his corner after he threw a combo and kind of told him like, "See, like I'm doing some stuff." But
That's crazy.
yeah, so he wins.
I would do that to my dad. Like my dad's yelling while I'm training. Like I'm like. So then every now and then I had to piece somebody up and
remember
say,
that?
"Yeah, you're next." What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
just introduce yourself,
Okay.
and then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.